What's up, everybody? My name is Michael Train, artist and owner of Train Vein Tattoos in Salina, Kansas. And today I have a little tutorial video I'd like to share with you guys about how I go about varnishing my oil paintings. First, I'd like to start by saying if you're going to varnish an oil painting, you should definitely make sure that oil painting is completely dry. Typically, it takes about 6 to 12 months for an oil painting to fully cure and dry. It may be dry to the touch, it may seem dry, but it's still, there's things moving around in there in that paint, and it's not fully cured until at least typically 6 to 12 months. And that's gonna really depend on the amount of layers you do. It could be quicker, but my rule of thumb has always been 6 to 12 months. So I have here, this is an oil painting that I painted for my daughter. It is our cat, Nightmare. She has this hanging up in her room, and I painted it some years ago, and I never did do a varnish on it. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to show you guys how I go about varnishing a painting, and also explain why we should varnish a painting in the first place. For one, as you can see, the painting looks great, a straight on view, but as you turn the painting, you'll start to see the different glares from where the light hits it. And it really happens a lot in blacks. And so by adding this varnish, we're going to be able to help create an even sheen on that painting so that no matter what direction we look at it, it's gonna ideally look like a solid, smooth surface. And the biggest benefit to why we should varnish our paintings is going to be simply because it adds protection to the painting. So it's going to help with the longevity of that painting. So it's definitely something we want to do to our paintings. So I have here, this was made by Gamblin. This was Gamvar gloss. And then I also have this here. This is also made by Gamblin, the Gamvar satin. So these are the two varnishes I like to use. I've had pretty good success with these two varnishes. I'm probably going to use the gloss on this here painting just because I really feel like it helps make the blacks real punchy, and we've got a lot of that going on. And then I want the little highlights to really glisten in his eyes. So I think choosing the right varnish for your painting is definitely a big thing to look at. So I think in this case I'm going to use the gloss on this one. Other than that, we are going to need some kind of a varnishing brush. So I have here, this is a Gamvar varnish brush made by Gamblin. In my opinion, if you're going to be varnishing your paintings, you don't want little pieces of hairs falling off into your painting as you're varnishing. So invest in a decent varnishing brush. I like these nice wide ones. This is about 1.5 inches wide. I think it works quite perfect. So I picked this up at Jerry Artorama's. So definitely check that website out if you guys haven't already. They've got lots of great art supplies and more. So if you guys are interested in this video and you'd like to see how we varnish this painting, stay tuned and we will get right into it. Okay guys, so we have here our painting, number one thing, you're going to want to lay it on a flat surface. And we have what we're going to use today. This is the Gamvar gloss made by Gamblin again. And we're just going to go ahead and shake that bottle up a little bit. And then we have our brush made by Gamvar, the varnishing brush. And all we're gonna do here is just simply pour out a little bit onto your painting. And you're just gonna slowly kind of work that in. May have poured a little too much on, but that's all right, we'll get it off. But honestly, I like to have it on kind of thick. So we're just gonna kind of make sure the whole painting gets evenly covered. Every square inch. And just kind of evenly go across your painting. And you might notice little bubbles. Those will go away on its own. If you notice any little bubbles popping up, not a problem. So we're just gonna let that sit for a moment. I'm gonna get some of this excess paint off my brush. And I'm just gonna go ahead and go the other direction. I like to kind of cross hatch when I do this. So we'll just kind of go back and forth, up and down. So there we go, guys. That's all there is to it, really. We're gonna let this dry, and before we hang it up vertically, we're gonna leave it to sit flat on the table. Let that dry for about 20 minutes or so, and then you can hang it up, and I'd say give it about 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours to fully cure, and you are good to go, and your painting is now gonna have a nice, smooth, even sheen, and is gonna be protected for years and years to come. All right, guys, so that's really all there is to it. Here I have the varnished painting, and as you can see, it creates a nice uniform sheen to it. Nice, the gloss brings out a lot of the black, makes those eyes pop. So gives a nice even sheen, and like I said, it's gonna help protect that painting for a long time to come. So if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely hit that like button. And if you'd like to see more content like this, anything related to tattooing, art and painting and more, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you in the next video.